Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burbies 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Are you a Kaieteur newspaper advertiser? Well then, we have great news for you. Kaieteur Radio presents a 50% discount on all radio advertisements only for a limited time. To advertise, contact us on 225-8465 or 226-7455 or email us at kaieteurradioads@gmail.com. You can even visit our office at 24 Saffron Street, Charlestown, Georgetown. Kaieteur Radio, covering you from coast to coast.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening. Welcome to this evening's newscast in Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. The APNU-AFC coalition just over a month ago pledged support to the government in any renegotiation efforts pertaining to the production sharing agreement signed with oil operators in the lucrative Stabroek Block. The party's incoming opposition leader, Aubrey Norton, has not only endorsed the renegotiation idea, but he believes that Guyana is also in a better position to re-engage its foreign partners now that there is a clear picture as to the country's offshore oil riches. Norton said that there is no longer uncertainty associated with Guyana's oil wealth. In other news, in order to quickly mitigate the devastating impact of an oil spill, the USA Environmental Protection Agency has a trust fund financed by a tax on oil that is available to clean up spills when the responsible party is incapable or unwilling to do so. The owner or operator responsible party of a facility from which oil is discharged is liable for the costs associated with the containment, cleanup, and damages resulting from the spill. The U.S. EPA's first priority is to ensure that responsible parties pay to clean up their own oil releases. However, when the responsible party is unknown or refuses to pay, funds from the Oil Spill Liability Trust Fund can be used to cover the cost of removal or damages. While the U.S. has its oil spill trust fund to cater for an oil disaster, Guyana, on the other hand, continues to allow American oil giant ExxonMobil Guyana to operate offshore with only limited liability insurance in the event of an inevitable oil spill. And moving on, local fisherfolk are calling on the government to speed up ongoing research activity that will help to determine the cause of low catches offshore Guyana. The operators are pleading with the administration to exercise some amount of urgency, as they say that low fish numbers are now forcing them to risk their lives and venture into foreign waters. Acknowledging that fishing in foreign territories is illegal, the operators, who ask not to be named, said that they are left with no other choice, having to accept that their livelihood has been severely affected with no apparent avenue for redress. One senior fisherman who conducts business at the Meadowbank Wharf told Kaieteur that small operators like himself are unrepresented. Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa said that the government was taking part in stock assessment of commercial fish species, but did not update on findings or the position of the ongoing research. In other news, 34-year-old Richard Mohammed, who was charged with attempting to murder his pregnant wife, was on Thursday sentenced to 14 years behind bars. The charge stated that on March 25, 2021, at Grand Friendship, Lower Pomeroon River, Mohammed attempted to murder his 23-year-old reputed wife. He reportedly chopped the pregnant woman several times before burning down their home. She had suffered severe chop wounds to her head, hands, and other parts of her body. Some of her fingers were severed as well. And now let's tell you, popular Guyanese comedian and playwright Henry Rodney has passed away in the United States. His family announced his passing via Facebook Thursday afternoon. Veteran journalist Enrico Wolford said Rodney was involved in both amateur and professional theater at the Theater Guild and the National Cultural Center for several years. According to Wolford, He acted in sitcoms on local TV and was a popular comedian on the local and Caribbean diaspora circuit. He also appeared in films, including a lead role in 1838 and other local films. As a cultural activist, Rodney participated in, promoted, and preserved the dance ritual of Kwekwe throughout Guyana and within the Guyanese diaspora. And now let's tell you, an investigation by the Auditor General's Office unearthed what appeared to be a collusion between the regional engineer from Region 6 Democratic Council and a contractor. According to the investigation, in 8 instances, the contractor's sum was the same as the engineer's estimate. As a result, the contracting firm Associated Construction Inc. was awarded all 8 contracts for capital works conducted in the East Berbice quarantine area. The issue was highlighted by the Parliamentary Public Accounts Committee by Minister of Governance and Parliamentary Affairs Gail Teixeira during a sitting on Monday. Regional Executive Officer of Region 6, Narendra Singh, admitted that there might have been collusion between the engineer and the contractor. He admitted as well that there was a diversion of the regional administration from the procurement laws and regulations, with the undertaking being done in the context of restricted tendering. And now let's tell you, Demerara Distillers Limited, or DDL, said on Tuesday it officially received its license for the opening of a World Trade Center Guyana from the New York headquartered World Trade Center Association. This is the first World Trade Center to be set up in CARICOM following several months of negotiations between DDL and the World Trade Center Association, DDL said in a press release. This new venture by DDL will provide a range of opportunities for local businesses and organizations to enhance their networking capabilities globally. And to wrap things up this evening, let's tell you that Coast Guards are currently searching the Quarantine River for a 52-year-old Guyanese fisherman who went missing on Wednesday after a fishing vessel collided with another vessel and sank some 40 miles off the coast of Paramaribo, Suriname. The accident was confirmed by the Director of Maritime Safety, Captain John Flores, who stated that the seismic vessel, Prospector, which was conducting surveys, collided with the fishing vessel, Lady Roma II, causing it to sink sometime on Wednesday. 6 fishermen were on board the fishing vessel at the time of the accident, and the vessel was being captained by one of the men whose only name was provided as Harry. One of the 6 Guyanese men, 5 were lucky enough to be rescued, however. Terence Gomes of Region 2 did not share in this luck. Gomes is currently missing and searches are ongoing. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Coming up at 19 hours 20 is the Glenn Lal Show. Tell it as it is.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands